Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lokis. How you doing? Today's class is going to be on how to read the measuring tape, because this is a great problem for mostly beginners and even those that are not beginners, which I'm going to explain each bars on the measuring tape. It's easy, yes, as the kids will always say. So please, if you are new, please subscribe and tap on the notification bell to get notified each time we put up a video. You can follow me on Instagram, Lokis Signatures, and on Facebook, Sewing Innovations. You can check out my other channel, Lokis Signatures, for lovely DIYs you can make right there at home. So right now, let's go to the work table to learn about the measuring tape. Looking at what I have on the paper here is 1 inch of what we have on the measuring tape. And for 1 inch as we have 16 bars, like all these lines. For a typical measuring tape, every 1 inch has 16 bars as we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, as you can see. But I'm sure you might be marveled with all we have here, because most people are familiar with this. They just round whatever measurement they have here to quarter of an inch, half, 3/4, and 1. But an ideal measuring tape has 16 bars. Then there are various types of measuring tape. Like this measuring tape I have here differs from what I have here. You might be wondering, this has 16 bars. Why this is a typical example of what I have here, which is just 8 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a typical example of my measuring tape, but it is still the same thing, just that some of the bars has been left out on this. So there's supposed to be an extra bar in between all the bars, but I'm going to explain everything so you don't have to worry. But this is the typical measuring tape. You're wondering why we have different numbers, a lot of numbers. They are all the same thing, just in their lowest 10. So starting from here, this is the first bar. It means 1/16. The next one will be 2/16. That is 2 bars out of 16. But I'm sure you'll be asking, why is it 1/8? I'm going to explain that, because I want to go to the basics and why we have these different numbers. So the next one will be 3/16. The next one will be 4/16, though we have quarter. I'm going to explain that. The next 5/16. The next 6/16. So the reason why we have different numbers here is that in mathematics, what we do is we try as much as possible to reduce every fraction to its lowest 10. So that is why we have all this. Like this is 1/16. So when you have 1 inch and 1/16, 1/16 of an inch, when you hear 1/16 of an inch, it means the first bar on the measuring tape. This is 1/8 of an inch, though it is 2/16. So how did they come about this 1/8? It is simple. Let me get a plain paper. So here it's supposed to be 2/16, but we just try to reduce it as much as possible. So here 2 can go here 1 time, 2 can go here 8 times. So that is why we have 1/8, 1/8 of an inch. Can you see it's the same thing? So you don't need to be frightened. Like here we have 3/16. The next one is the 1/4 inch bar, which is supposed to be 4/16. It is just the same process. 4/16. 4 can go here 1 time, 4 can go here 4 times. So you have 1/4. That is 1/4 of an inch. So it goes thus: 5/16, 3/8, which is supposed to be 6/16. But here we have 3/8 of an inch. So it is the same thing. So when you reduce it, you have 3/8, and it goes all along. Like for the 1/2 inch bar, it's supposed to be 8/16. So 8 can go here 1 time, 8 can go here 2 times. So you have 1/2 inch. So that's how we came about that. And looking at it, the ones that remain the same, that is not being divided, are all odd numbers at the upper part. So the ones that are the even numbers are the ones you have that is being reduced. So you now know on your measuring tape you have 1/16 of an inch, 1/8 of an 3/16 of an inch, 1/4 inch, it goes does. You all know the quarter, half, 3/4 inch, and all that. So since we know all this now, let's just quickly play around. Since like my own measuring tape, I have something like this. So from here, I have 3/16 of an inch, but I don't have that here, which is supposed to be the third bar. But I have something like this on my measuring tape. 3/16 of an inch is the third bar, but here it is not. It will be somewhere here because there's still one bar missing in between all those bars. So since you know it's the third bar on the actual standard measuring tape, all you have to do is one, because there's supposed to be one here, so one, second bar, third bar. So 3/16 of an inch is here. Another example, 3/8 of an inch. Automatically I know this is 3/8 of an inch. The reason why is I work with this all the time, so I already know where they are, even though I'm using another type of measuring tape that has just 8 bar instead of the standard 16. So you need to take your time to learn all these things, and as you make use of it, you become conversant with it. 9/16 of an inch, I know that is here. So as time goes on, you just know all this. 3/4, you all know that. 7/8 of an inch, that is here. So for instance, 15th of 16, that will be here. So you just need to take your time to know all that. So now we are going to make some examples. Now using my measuring tape, I have a measurement of 5 and 3/8 of an inch. How do I determine this on my measuring tape? So since I'm using the measuring tape that looks like this, I'm going to show you. Let me bring the camera closer. 5 and 3/8 of an inch. So this is 5 inches. So 3/8 of an inch, you know that is the 6th bar from the standard one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3/8 of 1 inch. So since it's 5 inches, this is 5 inches. So 3/8, since it's the 6th bar, if you are using a measuring tape that is like mine, just divide it by 2. Because for the standard one, we have 16. For the normal one I'm using now, I have 8. So whatever the bar is here, just divide it by 2. So 5 and 3/8, so that will be half of 6 is 3. That will be the third bar. 1, 2, 3. So this is 5 and 3/8 of an inch. It is easy. For instance, you have 4 and 1/16 inch. So first, 1/16 on the standard measuring tape is the first bar, but this has just 8 bars, so that will be half of that. So this is the measuring tape. Now 1/16, that's the first bar on the standard one, meaning it will be here. So 1/16 will be here on this measuring tape that looks like this. On my measuring tape now, 4 inches and 1/16 will be here, not the first bar, but this very point. So that's easy. So just make something like this and then you practice it to get accustomed with all these measurements. Now we are going to go to the decimal part. I have few figures here. When we are talking about decimal, that is point something, especially when we are working with circles like your peplum, your circle skirt and all that. So for instance, if you make any division and then you have anything 0.25, it means 1/4 of an inch. So you will be using 1/4 over whatever figure plus 1/4 inch on your measuring tape. Then when you have 0.50, that simply means half. 0.75, that means 3/4 of an inch. 0.125, that is 1/8 of an inch. 0.375, that is 3/8 of an inch. Then 0.625, that is 5/8 of an inch. 0.875, that is 7/8 of an inch. So you can just make this simple things and put somewhere in your sewing studio. You just have it because for it now I already know all these things because I work with them every day. So by the time you have them around and you keep working with them, before you know it, you will have everything upstairs. For instance, I did not even write that. Like when you have 5.06, so that means 1/16 of an inch. That's like 5 and 1/16 of an inch. That is 0, I forgot to write that, anything 0.06. That's the first bar. Sorry for that. So that is the first bar on your measuring tape. So since we know all this, so let's quickly make some examples with the decimal too. Now I have 6 inches, that is 0.875. So you divide a figure for your peplum or whatever, and then you have 6.875 inches. That simply means 6 inches and 7/8 of an inch. So it's easy as that. So on your measuring tape, what you are going to have, so this is the typical measuring tape. So you go to 6 inches, and after 6 inches, that will be what? That will be the 14th bar. So this 14, 15, 16. So that's the 14th bar, I'm right. So meaning the 14th bar. But here, if you are using a measuring tape like mine, this is the 7/8 of an inch. So that is easier. Let me show you on my measuring tape. So we want 6 inches and 7/8 of an inch, which means 6.875. So let me bring it closer. This is 6 inches. Now we said the 14th bar, and I'm using a different one from the typical measuring tape. So I will divide the 14 by 2 to have 7. So that means 6 inches and the 7th bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 6.875 here. So that's 6 inches and 7/8 of an inch. So it's pretty easy. So let's say, as I was saying, if you have 2 inches, 2.06. So it means 2 inches and 1/16 of an inch. And I said 1/16 of an inch is the first bar on a standard measuring tape. But I am making use of the one that is lesser with just 8 bars. So instead of that one, that will be half of one. So 2 inches, and then in the middle here, half of the first bar. So this is 2.06. So I guess with all this I have explained, you now know how to read your measuring tape. It takes constant practice, and with this, you can be able to read your measuring tape. My tutorial on how to read the measuring tape has been so helpful. If it has, please ensure you give me a giant thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share the link with your family and friends. I remain your girl, Bilkis. Bye.